All right. Good Friday morning. Welcome to your Friday morning safety meeting. Today is Friday, June the 30th. Getting towards the end of June, already July already. It's flying by. So welcome everybody. We got a great crowd here this morning. Lots of folks here probably getting ready to take some time off for the holidays. So if you guys are all able to do that, if you're planning on it. My name is John Harden. I'm in our safety department. Safety department is located in the Z building on the main level up there, just right up there next to Success Leasing. Everybody knows where Success Leasing is, so that's the best reference point whenever you're trying to find us. So stop by, say hi. You know, we're not mean. Come over, ask questions. We'll be glad to help. If we can't, we'll find somebody that definitely can help you. So first of all, well, go ahead, Dave. You got something?
No, man, I was just going to say we're right in the middle of the Z building.
Right.
We're the pillars, like Dennis used to go. We're the pillars of the Z building.
Right there.
Does that sound pretty good?
You got to walk by us to get in or out of that building pretty much.
That's true.
So it's planned that way.
That's right.
So hopefully everybody's enjoying their breakfast. First and foremost, let's thank John and his staff here in Springfield and all the other staffs at the other terminals for the great breakfast that they're feeding us this morning. And hopefully everybody's out there staying cool. If you're out there listening on the road, not able to be here at a terminal, so we'll talk a little bit more about that as we go on. So let's jump right in. Let's go out east to Pittston first. We got a pretty packed schedule today, so we're going to keep this moving along. So good morning, Rick. Are you out there?
Hey, good morning. How you doing?
We're doing well. How are you?
Hey, we're doing great up here. We're doing great. Looks like one of those neon green Sharpies exploded up here with all the neon vests we got going.
Outstanding. So you're having a good week up there.
Hey, we had a great week this as far as class is concerned. We had a bunch of students come in and they're down the pad working and make a little money and hopefully get their CDL license. You know.
Outstanding. So we've got some triple digits happening down here. How's the weather up there where you're at?
We do not have triple digits and have not seen triple digits since summer started. We're in like the low 70s and have been that way for the last couple of weeks.
Man, usually I don't want to trade weather with you, but I think I'd do that right now.
We got to get Rick back out here so he can experience this weather here in Missouri.
That's right.
I know what 100 degrees feels like, Dave. I don't need to come there to feel it.
Well, good deal. So anything else out there going on this week that you want to talk about real quick this morning?
It's just anybody that's coming into Pittston. If you're listening on social media, whatever the case may be, if you're coming into Pittston, just be careful maneuvering around the yard. It's quite tight out there. We're doing the best that we can with moving trailers around. We just lease some land to move some trailers around. So we're getting at it. Just be patient with us, and if you need help getting a trailer out or you need help putting a trailer in place, we do have yard guys here that can help you do that. Again, just be patient.
All right, outstanding. So if anybody has any questions, comments, concerns up there, please get a microphone in front of them at some point during the meeting and let's address it. So great point that Rick just made about trailers and yards. You know, always around the holiday, you see more folks taking off. You know, we want to drop trailers. We don't want to take trailers home. So you will see even more congestion maybe here in the next, week or so before everybody comes back out of the house. So definitely be careful out there at our terminals.
I think that brings up a good point too, where if you're out here in the yard, take your time getting around. If you're pulling a trailer or just bobtailing, idle speed really is fast enough. We got people walking around out here. We got, other drivers. We got maintenance people. Who knows who else? Maybe a vendor or two out there. And so just be careful of each other and keep a lookout. And if you got the yellow vest on, great idea, reflective vest. But if not, just keep an eye out and idle speed. Watch your speeds around it because it gets kind of tight, even here in Springfield. And I know it's really tight up there in Pittston, but just watch what you're doing. And hopefully all of our yard dog operators and all of our maintenance guys are following the speed as well. But if not, if you see somebody flying around pulling a trailer, going into a shop, say something to somebody. We'll get a hold of them. We'll follow up with them, say something to line up or to the trailer shop or whatever it may be, because this time of year, we don't want anybody getting hit. Obviously, we never want anybody getting hit on our yards, but it's a dangerous area. So keep your mind out on that. So,
all right, let's go out west. Aaron, are you out there this morning?
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you? There we go.
Yeah, we're good out here. We've had a great week. A lot of students coming through, people coming through and upgrading and getting into their own trucks. And we haven't had the weather you guys have had. It was 78 here yesterday, so we're going to brag a little bit about that.
And I'm sorry I asked now because that's kind of rubbing it in with the weather.
We got Pittston and Salt Lake's nice and cool, and we're heating it out here in the Midwest. So
yeah, who you got with you this morning there?
So I've got a special guest with me this morning. This is Mr. Rico Jones. He came through this week as a PSD, and I'm just going to let him kind of tell his experience here for a second.
Actually, it's been quite different, intimidating. Obviously, I don't have any experience in this field, but the people are very kind. The facilities are great. They're always here to help. Have any questions, they answer them. And overall, it's just been a great experience. Very surprising, but a great experience.
So tell us what you did before you came to Prime.
I'm a real estate broker in Beverly Hills. As far as trucking, I've always, like, as most of the people here, as a little kid, you go by the 18-wheelers on the freeway, you do one of these to have the driver honk the horn. But when COVID began and then the country basically shut down, we couldn't do open houses, couldn't do anything. So my office temporarily shut down, and I began to see YouTube videos of, the trucking industry. But one thing that I did notice that I didn't see any of the personalities on YouTube speaking badly about Prime. They always spoke about the miles you put in, the training you put in, and it just seemed like a great place to go, like basically the number one place to go. So after doing my research, which wasn't a whole lot of research because I already knew I wanted to go to Prime, they actually chose me after I applied. So I appreciate them for that.
Okay, thank you very much.
Outstanding. That's a great story. And that's great unsolicited, from the heart story there. And we appreciate all the good things you had to say. And, we also appreciate those operators out there that are posting these YouTube videos, with all the positivity about Prime that he was talking about. And, from a safety perspective, we don't have a problem with that. We encourage that. We're very happy that you're proud to work here, as I am, and I know as Dave is as well. So it's an outstanding company. We're glad that you chose Prime. The only thing that we're going to say is if you're out there promoting Prime, promoting your business, you can't do it while you're driving down the road. So we want you to be safe. We don't want you to be distracted. So when you're parked, by all means, talk us up. We love it. We love to see it. And as you can see right there, it's a testament that it works.
also too, if we got problems, if you see an issue going on, we're open for it, man, and let us know, because that's how we get better. Sometimes we think we're really good and then something gets brought up and we're like, oh yeah, that's right. So it kind of puts us back in our place. But no, there's definitely, you guys are working for the best trucking company in the United States, no doubt. And we got an owner that's hands-on. He's here all the time. He's listening. He knows what's going on. He knows the heartbeat of our drivers and what's happening, and the heartbeat of in-house too as well. We have these staff meetings every Thursday, and all our upper management's involved in those. And there's some tough questions he throws out there, but he wants to know what's going on, and he's actively involved. And our top management staff people here at Prime, they do a wonderful job as well, being involved with all of our drivers. And that's what this is about. And that's what this forum's about, John, right here, man. We've been doing this for years, and hasn't always been peaches and cream, but we learn. We take our bumps and bruises, but we learn and get better. And that's what it's about, man. Keep getting better. Don't want to sit back and say, hey, that's good enough, because it's never good enough. We got somebody right behind us on our tail, and we want to keep that distance from our competitors. So, but thank you all the drivers, what you do out there, especially those out there running up and down the road today. That's great. And if you're out there running over the 4th, it's a great holiday, but if you want to be out there working, and your commitment is much appreciated here with our in-house associates. We appreciate everything that you all do, and just be careful this week. We got this coming week, gonna have a lot of traffic out there. Gonna have your moms and dads going to fireworks festivals, and sometimes kids too, and they don't know how to drive properly, and they're not worried. They're not thinking about that big rig next to them, or that big rig sitting at a stoplight, and so they may say, hey, that light's yellow, I can make it on through, you know what I mean? So keep an eye out for all them as well. But thank you for what you do, and all those that haul freight and do it safely. We do a heck of a job, but we can always get better, and that's what this is about right here. So
Absolutely. Well, let's bring it back here to Springfield, Missouri. So good morning, everybody. There we go. We got a few awake over here this morning. So, I couldn't help but notice, I see several yellow vests in here this morning as well. So, let's take this opportunity. If this is your first week at Prime, whether you're coming in as a student or coming in with the CDL, go ahead and stand up. Let us welcome you to the family.
all right.
Quite a few this week. Good. So one thing that we got to keep in mind up here, we do this every Friday, like you said, now for a long time, but there's a lot of folks out there, and including in this room right here, Pittston, Salt Lake, this is their first Friday morning safety meeting. So, we don't want to lose sight of that. And, Prime's a very transparent company. And if you're here right now, you're the best of the best. I assure you that. We have a screening process that we go through with all the departments here. So safety logs, the supervisors on the refrigerated tank or flatbed side. I mean, to get through says a lot about your skill set, a lot about you as a person, and we welcome you here. So our doors are wide open. That badge you have around your neck will get you into any door. We encourage you to talk to your fleet manager, your road assist, your payroll associate. Come get to know everybody here that you deal with so you can put a face with the name and you build that relationship with them.
Not only that, John, but this meeting, we hold it, we broadcast it out to both terminals, Pittston and Salt Lake, but we also put it out on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn as well. So if you can't be here, understand you can't be here every Friday. Get that 100%. Can't be at one of our terminals. That's fine. You could still watch it. Just we ask you pull over. If you want to watch it live, you're more than welcome. But you always go back and watch the rerun of it too as well. Mitch puts it out over here. We got Mitch over here. He's taking questions too, coming in, and does a great job. Him and Jamie. And hey, that's what this is about, getting it out there, being transparent. That's what we're about right here. So what do you got for us, Johnny? Come on.
All right, let's jump right into the safety numbers. You want to kind of go through those since you looked at the inspections this week?
I did look at the inspections this past week. And you know what? The last couple of weeks, they've been down like the low 100s, and then I get to do them at 150. I don't know how that works out, but yeah, that's the way it goes. But no, this past week at 150 inspections, 93 of those were clean, so a 62% clean rate. Good job. Give yourself a round of applause. This morning, instead of focusing in on the areas we need to work on, I thought I'd look at our overall where we're at. Well, what states do we get inspected in the most? And obviously, where we get the most inspections from comes from California. It always has. California is our #1 state. But number two, it's going to kind of be a little bit surprising, but in the last 2 years, New Mexico is our #2 state. So New Mexico likes our trucks as well. And number 3 is Tennessee. So I would have thought Missouri would have been in there somewhere, John, but it's not. So those are the top 3 for the most inspections. Now the most clean inspections runs in the same order: California, New Mexico, and Tennessee, which is kind of odd, but hey, that's fine. Hey, we'll knock it out of the ballpark. We'll get that $100 or for company trucks, $25 for a clean inspection. And then the most violations on CSA as far as states go: California, Texas, and Ohio. Now I can tell you this: Texas, they're very good on maintenance side. They're the #1 state as far as maintenance violations. So they look at that pretty heavily. When we're looking at unsafe driving violations, Georgia, Pennsylvania, and Indiana are the top 3. So, just a heads up. Obviously, we want you operating safe in all states, but those 3 states are pretty good at stopping us for unsafe driving violations. So, like I said, Texas is one of the tops for maintenance, and so is Missouri. Missouri hits us on the maintenance side a little bit. So, just something to keep in mind when you're out there running. Those are our top states right now as we speak this month. In another week or 2, we'll get our new CSA scores. We'll announce them out here as well. But when you're out there running, we want you running legal always in all states. But just something to keep in mind. You may get inspected in those 3 states: California, New Mexico, and Tennessee, a little bit more than you will elsewhere. So, anybody have any questions about that? All right.
So those 3 states just provide them an opportunity to make more money, basically,
There
right?
you go. That's
We're inspected the most there, clean inspection, you get paid. So, kind of going into that, we've got a CVSA Operation Safe Drive Week coming up July 9th through July 15th.
Yep.
So some of the areas of focus for that, we wanted to get up here and mention that this morning. One, every week should be Safe Drive Week, right? We shouldn't have to have the CVSA tell us, hey, you guys need to be safer this week, right? We want to go out there. We want to do that on a daily basis, 365 days a year, right? So I used to have a coach, somebody in practice one time said, practice makes perfect. And, perfect practice makes perfect, right? If you practice something perfectly, you're going to do it perfectly. So go out there, have a great pre-trip routine, great daily plan that you follow, stick to it, tweak it a little bit, make it better every day that you can, and just get better from it. And let's get paid on these inspections. So this Operation Safe Drive Week, they're going to focus on handheld device, speeding, seat belts, lane changes, passing, anything out there on the road that they see us, not doing correctly, they're going to pull us over for. So, these are all very dangerous, distracting things that we just listed here. So, let's make sure we focus on those. But again, that's July 9th through the 15th. So got anything to add to that?
Yeah, and they're also focusing in on cars too, how they interact with trucks. So it's just not all on the CMB. It's not like your 72-hour blitz. It's nothing like that. It's how enforcement is seeing how the interaction between cars and trucks go. We know our trucks, we go 62 and 65, and that's what it is. And but it's that interaction, the lane changes, the speeding, the not wearing seatbelts. For four-wheelers, one of the main focuses they're looking in on is drunk driving, DWI, or operating under the influence now that such as, certain controlled substances like marijuana is legal in a lot of states. It's still not legal to be impaired when you're driving a vehicle. So that happens more often than what you think on the four-wheeler side. So, but that being said, that's what this is about. So it kind of combines both of them, John, which is really nice. I know our operators get sick always getting focused in on every CVSA type scenario, what comes out. But this one here includes cars and trucks. So it's good. It's a good program.
Absolutely. So one more thing I wanted to throw out and just remind everybody of before we bring up our first speaker, because we need to get moving on here. But, everyone talks about the winter driving, being prepared. Hey, if you get shut down in a snowstorm, do you have food? Do you have water? Do you have blankets? Well, we talked about the triple digits right here in Springfield and other places across the country. So, make sure you're prepared during the summer, just as you would be during the winter, with food and water, maybe a backup method to keep cool if you should get shut down, if the APU goes out. I mean, there's a number of different things that happen out there. So make sure you're prepared for that as well.
And last night we had a situation come up. We had a driver needed to go to the hospital. And so it's another good reminder to make sure your fleet manager knows if you have any animals on your truck, that we're aware of that. Because when a record company goes out there to hook on, if we got to move your truck because of an emergency situation like that, then we need to know what you have on your truck. If you got an animal, if you got dog, cat, whatever it may be. So there's no surprises when that record driver gets up inside to release your brakes and then get the truck ready to roll. Nothing jumps out at them. So, but same thing there. Animals, take care of them too as well. Make sure you got a lot of water on your truck. Water is one of the best things to drink for humans and obviously for animals too. So you got to have enough water in your system. I know a lot of us like, I'm one of these people, and so are you, Johnny. We like our coffee in the morning, and sometimes that coffee takes us till noon. But maybe we need to cut that off and drink a little bit more water this time of year, because that's what hydrates your system a lot better. So
absolutely. So speaking of water and health, and all that, why don't we go ahead and bring up our first speaker this morning from our driver health and wellness, Colby and Rachel. I see them both standing over there. So
speaking of coffee, I think Colby's knocking down a couple this morning, aren't you?
I am with my Gibson coffee cup. So how are you guys this morning? Good morning.
Good morning.
So real quick, my name is Colby, driver health and fitness. This is Rachel, our dietitian.
Hello.
We just want to update you guys on a couple of things. We have our competition going on right now, our walking competition. Do you want to update them on that?
Yeah, so the Summer Stride walking competition, it is just a way to kind of bring a little bit of fun into getting out and being active. So it looks like Brianne has it pulled up. I can't see that.
Looks like this morning, I think it's 1,195 miles for the drivers, and in-house is 430 miles.
Okay, so wow. Yeah, so drivers, you're definitely beating in-house right now. So that's awesome. Keep up the good work. So if you go to driverhealthandfitness.com, you can log your miles right there at the top. And we are trying to get to 6,891 miles, which is all of Prime across the US. So as soon as we reach that, that's the end of the competition. and hopefully the drivers can keep it up and you can get there before in-house and win the
Yep. So
competition.
Rachel, tell me how many laps around a truck is a mile with a load?
So about 33 laps around your truck is a mile. So if you don't have a way to track your miles, you can always just do that and upload it to our website with that.
There you go. So every little bit counts. So it's just a fun way to do it. The other thing, Brian, if you go to the top, the very top of our website too is another thing we have. This week or last week, we started launching our new podcast. So we have a Healthier Highway podcast. And at the very top, you see that little megaphone. You can click on that and kind of tell us some information. What do you want to hear? What are some things maybe we can help? If there's topics maybe you're interested in, then maybe we can do those things. There's other ways to share too on our website, but that's a good one that we launched. We'll be releasing new ones. But again, it's Healthier Highway. So, but if you guys ever need anything, you guys let us know. Our office is upstairs. You can also reach Maria in Pittston, Matt in Salt Lake City, or Johanna, or myself, or Rachel are here. So we appreciate it. Let us know what we can do to help.
Thank you, guys.
So are you guys doing the miles too for in-house? Are you representing us in-house people?
So yes, we have, but in the instances, we don't want to take them all. So,
Okay, yeah. All right, good deal. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you coming up here. What do we got next here, Johnny?
All right, we're going to bring somebody up that we haven't had in a little bit here. So from Good Dads, we're going to bring up Drew Delasio.
Thanks. Good morning, guys. Good to see you. Good to see all the new drivers. I'm Drew Delisio. I'm with Good Dads. I'm just going to talk about some programs that we have for you guys to kind of help with your family life, help with your personal life. So I represent Good Dads. We're a nonprofit here in Springfield, and we help dads be better dads. We think moms and kids do better when dads are involved. And so we do that through several different ways. We have Prime Good Dads, primegoodads.com. It's a website. We've got blogs. We've got podcasts. We're always looking for people to interview, how you guys stay connected to your families over the road. And so we just use that as a resource to keep drivers connected to their families. We also offer Prime for Life, which is a mental health program. So you can check that out through the Driver Health and Fitness website. You can also check it out at primegoodads.com. You guys can email me, Drew at gooddads.com. So there's a lot of different ways to get a hold of me. Really, it's just an opportunity to talk to someone. Counseling is not as scary as it seems. If you've never been to it, it can be intimidating. And I just want to say right here, it's a conversation. It's a conversation with someone who isn't involved in your day-to-day life. And so they can take a perspective that you may not have seen. It could just be someone to talk to you about whether it's, your marriage, your relationships, your kids, whether it's anxiety on the road of like, man, these little cars in front of me just keep cutting me off and I just keep getting so angry. What can I do? Well, having someone walk you through some breathing exercises and getting you to visualize other things other than how mad that driver makes you could just help you be a better driver and make more money. Ultimately, at the end of the day, if you're a better driver, you make more money. You're happy. Prime is happy. We're all happy. So I'm here as a resource to help you all. So if you have any questions, please reach out, Drew at gooddads.com, or go to the Driver Health and Fitness website. There's a link for us. We're really, really easy to connect to. Question?
There we go. That's much better. Hey, Drew, I just want to give a little shout out to you guys because I've been getting your emails, and I know that's part of the deal whenever you sign up for it. But there was a great article yesterday, and I just read it this morning on my front porch, just like at 6 o'clock. Anyway, it's so good. This article is about dads wrestling with their kids, and so roughhousing with the kids, right? And so I'm going to bet that everyone in here can relate to this. Well, if you have kids, you can anyway, because there's a great portion there about, I just had a little flashback about roughhousing with my kids. But the other part for the ladies in the room is, I know that you'll relate because you'll say, oh man, he's getting too rough with him. Someone's going to get hurt. Someone's going to start crying. It's going to turn out to be bad. And it's a female perspective also about how that all comes together. So anyway, if you've not read that yet, you definitely should get on it. It'll bring a smile to your face. And it's really that whole, the way you've got the whole Prime Good Dad set up, it is really, really nice. And so, by the way, I thank Robert for that. I'm sure Robert had to pony up a little bit to make that all happen, but it's just another great benefit that we have here at Prime. So thanks.
Thank you. And yeah, we want to make it interactive. We want to get your stories you know, we're willing to write our stories and give you advice, but it's so much more helpful when we have driver experience and we have driver conversations and how you guys are staying connected to your families on the road. And so we love to hear from you. We love to have those conversations, have you on the podcast, help write an article with you. So thank you for that. And we're looking forward to giving you more resources and really just showing how we can be better drivers, better families. So any questions, Drew@gooddads.com. Thank you all.
Appreciate it. Yep.
All right. Thank you very much, Drew. That's always great information. And, you know, a lot of folks don't know about that, or, you know, it's not something you use every day. So maybe you forget about it a little bit, but, you know, by all means, go on and check that out because it's absolutely a great program.
Not only that, there's a lot of stuff that we don't talk about. I mean, we should bring it up more often is the mental side of it, mental health, because that's important. It's, you get out there in a truck, and if you're running solo, you get lonely out there. And especially if you got family at home and kids and a wife and relatives, whatever, start missing them. And Drew's a great, great resource to go to. And if you need to talk to somebody, nothing wrong with that at all. And sometimes you may think it may be minor, but it could be something a little bit more major, could lead to something more issues down the road. That's what Drew's here for. So great to have him up here. And we get him up here about once a month. We try to, and simply for that reason right there. So,
you know, I just want you to go home and roughhouse with your kids, report back to us next Friday on how it
my
went.
kids are too big now, man. I got a 19-year-old and a 16. Yeah, I got a 6'7" kid. Man, I ain't roughhouse now. I still tell him I could take him. But
You don't mean it.
I don't know. Hopefully he's not watching this morning, but yeah.
We may get a hold of him, you know, and just test that out a little bit. So, all right, our next speaker, we're going to bring up Doug Tam with our maintenance department here, Road Assist. Doug's been up here a few times, so I think he's flying solo today for once. So, good morning.
Flying solo, so pray for me, guys. But hey, I appreciate everybody. Thank you for what you do. You know, I wouldn't have a job without you. So I work in the Road Assist department, tires, and the plaza as well. So I cover a few different areas in our maintenance program. Today, I'm up here to talk about Road Assist specifically. You know, I want to brag a little bit about our Road Assist associates. You know, I used to get a lot of complaints about, you know, I can't get a hold of my RA person. You know, they're not answering their phones. I would get personally calls on a weekend saying, hey, what's going on? You know, I've tried 8 times to get a hold of these folks to get some help, and, you know, we're just not getting the answers that we need. So last week we hit our all-time high. 94% of our calls were answered in the Road Assist department. So we had just over 40. Yeah, that's a huge deal. So yeah, over 4,000 calls, 94% of them were answered. So yeah, so I just want to brag a little bit. You know, this team has really stepped up, and we want to take care of you and give you the customer service and support you all deserve out there. So I just wanted to mention that. You know, we did add our callback function. So after 45 seconds on hold, you'll have the option choice to push 1, and the system will call you back, and we'll have a person there to help you. We also introduced our emergency line. Our emergency line, whenever you call in a Road Assist, is going to give you an option 1 for an emergency. That is only if you are broken down on the side of the highway or interstate, the reefer's down, and you may be losing a load. Those calls you only press 1 for those calls, because 100% of the time we're going to answer it within that first 20 seconds and get you support. Make sure your triangles are deployed properly. You know, just give you the best practices of being on the side of the road. We want you to be as safe as possible. We want you to have that support. And it's very scary being broken down on the side of the highway. So we want you to have that person right there with you. There's 2 of our senior people, Larry Trapp and Alex Wilson, our guys there. You know, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. They're here to help you. So rely on that. But don't push 1 if you're looking for an invoice or you want to argue with me about a bill. Just call me. You know, ask for me, and we'll take care of that, or your RA person. But it's only for emergencies. We do get quite a few calls, and we are going to hang up on you, because we want to be available for that emergency situation. So don't take it personally. It's just 1 is for emergency, 3 is for your advisor. So make sure you listen to the prompts. Big reason why I'm up here today is the holidays coming up, right? 4th of July. There we go. Rock and roll. So the 4th of July is coming up, right? Who's going on vacation? Who's taking a 4-day weekend? Anybody in here? We got one in the back, lucky guy. No one else is. We got a few. So please do not drop your truck off at a dealership and say you're going on home time and not get a hold of us on the Road Assist side. You will be taken advantage of. You will assume when you get back from vacation, say Friday when you come back or Wednesday when you come back, and your truck's going to be done. it will not be done. You will have delays because everyone else is dropping their trucks off for the holiday, right? So do not do that, because we get a lot of calls around the holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas. I get calls and complaints. Hey, you guys aren't paying me downtime. Well, we're not paying you downtime because you went on vacation and dropped your truck off. We have no idea. So we have to be involved, to cover those downtime payments and stuff like that. So do not let these shops, they have the best interest. They're back there, I don't want to pick on them, but some shops are worse than others. Don't expect that to be the story. You're not going to get your truck right back out when you get on vacation. You're going to be down for more days than you want to be. So plan on extending your vacation or don't drop your truck off. We have open appointments available today in Springfield. The first one's at 11 o'clock tonight. So we're, most of what we're doing right now are operators' trucks. I know we get a lot of complaints when we're working a bunch of pedigree trucks and stuff. We have plenty of open appointments. Manuka is now open 24/7, 7 days a week. So, and they're looking for work right now. Give those folks a chance. We got Matt McCabe, Sam, a great team of individuals up there that's been with Prime for a long time. Matt's newer, but he has a ton of experience on the automotive side. So give those folks a chance. You'll love them. So that's really, I'll throw out the pro maintenance class as well before I get off. Our pro maintenance class, we used to hold it on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Now we're part of our orientation program. So we have it every single day starting at 1:30. It usually lasts 2 hours. It just depends on how many people are in the class. So please come by and visit us. It's over at the campus in A5, I believe it is. The man that runs that is Trent Ferris. Good, really good road assist guy, been with a very long time. That's all I have. Thomas Miller, question.
Not question, comment. I'm going to throw you a bone this morning. Right now, it might be a good idea to remind people about their in-cab air filters. We just came out of allergy season, so a lot of those things are probably plugged up with pollen, not to mention if they're running up in the northeast corridor from basically Chicago on up into the northeast, the smoke coming down from Canada is wreaking havoc on those filters as well. So might be a good time to remind them to get those things checked or changed and stuff like that. That's, by the way, it's coming in from Ray Ward. He sent me that message.
Just don't do it this weekend.
Yeah, just not this weekend.
All right, Doug, I won't beat you up. What are we doing about reducing the wait times getting up through inbound here in Springfield?
That is a great question. We have added a lot of maintenance in our plazas. So we're doing more maintenance than we ever have. Say if you just need an alternator belt or, a brake caliper adjusted or something like that. Instead of, before we were sending you to the shop, now we've trained our team to be able to adjust those calipers to see if you really need to go to the shop or not. The wait times, on a Friday afternoon, it's tough. We got a lot of local drivers coming in. You should expect a backup between really 11 o'clock in the morning to 8 o'clock p.m. We have a ton of drivers coming in at that time. We have so many bays and so many associates. So you should expect a little bit of a wait time there. One of the things we're going to look at doing is adding a full-time yard dog operator. So that way, if you're just dropping your trailer, you can drop it in the bay, get out of there, and then we're going to take it and park it on the yard. We've done some tests that saves the operator about 23 to 27 minutes. So, we're looking at doing stuff like that as well, just kind of reinventing the wheel.
And then the other thing, we're still seeing a lot of where we come in and there's a repair that needs to be done on our trailer, but there's time on it. We came through to get fuel, maybe take a 10 and get going. But if that delivery is not for 2 days, all of a sudden they're throwing that trailer to getting that thing ready before it's a critical time, which frequently throws an operator off, it throws a team off. We came in to get a shower, get some fuel, and get the heck out of Dodge. Now we're saying that on Friday afternoon, we're not leaving now till Sunday at 5 o'clock. And we needed to get out of here because that could have been a deal where we were able to actually drop that load early and get onto another load. But now you've cost me money because people that have no idea with what's going on are now determining how we run our trucks.
Well, we know what's going on, right? We got other loads that may be a higher priority. Maybe we have some time on your load and we have other drivers and other loads.
But what does that do for me? And you're now telling me that you don't have another load for me to take off the yard. Now I've got to sit till Sunday when if I went to Ohio, I could have picked up a load tomorrow.
That is true. It does affect your business.
And nobody's communicating that to us. We come in this evening, we go take a shower, take a nap, wake up in the morning thinking we're going to be ready to go because we said we're leaving at 0800. Oh, well, that thing's not going to be ready until noon tomorrow.
When you call our trailer shop and driver lineup, they don't communicate with you and let you know?
Well, when you call, you communicate, but when we tell them that we need to leave at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, we call 8 o'clock in the morning, see where our trailer's at. We haven't even touched it yet.
Yeah. So
Sorry. The problem is that on some occasions, you guys in-house, you guys see, or in lineup and road assist,
Yeah.
you guys see the appointment on that load as being 8 o'clock delivery Monday morning. It just shows as a live delivery. But as drivers, we know that we can sneak in there on Saturday afternoon and get rid of our load. We're now losing 2 days.
yeah, no, I understand it. And I mean, unfortunately, we don't work trailers based off of the time you tell us it needs to be done, right? We're looking at the time on a load. We have 100 trailers.
Well, I'm going to jump in on this. All right.
Go ahead, John.
All right. So if you have one of these loads, that's driver lineup, the shop, no, they don't understand who the customers are. If we can deliver early, if we can't deliver early, if it's OTIF, not OTIF. So if you have a situation that you're running into like that, communicate to your fleet manager, say, hey, I'm going to be here Friday. I want to leave Saturday by noon. Now this load doesn't deliver till Tuesday, so I don't think lineup or the shop's going to prioritize it. So can you please reach out and help me out here? And I think that would probably be the best path to take to stay on the schedule you want to stay on, so you're not running into that. So
Just some simple communication with us. If you tell me we're not going to work on it till Sunday at noon, well, then I can communicate with my fleet manager and say, hey, find something to get me out of here, because driver lineup is telling me there's no loads.
And
So what that does then, John, is that tells drivers, don't come here.
well, that's definitely not the perception that we want to give out. And I think it's a little bit of a misunderstanding, or maybe communication, like you mentioned earlier. However, anytime that you're coming in here and you've got a schedule that you want to be on and something comes up, I mean, the best thing to do, no different than, we're going into the holiday. So this is a very perfect example. So if you want to come out on a certain day, or if you want to be home a certain day, the further out you communicate that, the sooner you set a plan in place, the better off you're going to be. If I show up today and I call Doug, and Doug's my fleet manager, I say, Doug, I want to leave tomorrow at 7 a.m. And I tell him that at 4 o'clock this afternoon, maybe that's a little more realistic on a holiday weekend if we have a little bit more freight dropped here on the yard, but typically, it's probably not going to happen. So the further out you can communicate, give your fleet manager an opportunity to set up. Maybe he's got another driver coming in with a load that he knows needs to go to a shop on his fleet, and swap loads or do whatever to better utilize both drivers.
But that's why I'm bringing this up, is because that communication isn't happening between inbound driver lineup and the driver.
Okay.
We're not being told, oh yeah, by the way, because it doesn't deliver till this time, we're going to make sure it's ready so that it can be out on a critical basis. What if I wanted to do that 34-hour reset out in Ohio?
Right.
Because I got family or.
Well, and that's all things, as a former fleet manager, get with your fleet manager about that, because that's really who the buck will stop with as far as setting up that plan for you. Not these guys out here. All right. So do we have any more questions? If you have any more on that, come up after the meeting here. Go ahead.
Mine is easy. I need the toll-free number for road assist.
Okay, come see me over here once the meeting's over, okay? I'll be in the corner. I'll stick around for a while. Sir?
Oh, wait till we get a microphone over here.
That's one.
All right, I understand you say call fleet manager or dispatcher when it's like that.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got to change some things, especially on your weekend and night dispatchers. They tell me, well, there's nothing I can do, and they don't care. And it happens.
Okay, so if you get have an example like that, by all means, if you have an example of something like that happened to you, come over here after the meeting, and then we'll, whenever we walk back up there, I can get you with the appropriate person up there to talk to on the reefer, tanker, flatbed side, whichever division that you're in, and you can address that with the supervisor. Okay. So.
All right. Thank you all. I'll be right over here if you have any other questions.
We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. If anybody has any other questions, I think we had one right here. Doug's just going to be over there. Head over there and talk to him here. So
we got July 4th coming up, John, and obviously, any holiday season, we're always worried about security. So let's get a security bill up here.
We talked on your behalf last week, but we want to hear it,
Thank you.
straight from you this week. So
Yeah, that's a safety part of security.
How's everybody doing this morning? So first off, I want to say happy 4th of July coming up. Just a little tidbit on the 4th of July. Does everybody know that the actual document was signed on the 2nd of July, not the 4th? So the actual Independence Day between us and Britain was July 2nd, not July 4th. Just a little tidbit for you to know. So a little state of the industry. Right now, cargo thefts are up about 20% from last year. Most of them are happening, of course, are happening at truck stops. And most of the cargo thefts that are happening are getting pilfered into the back of the trailers. It used to be they'd go in and steal the whole trailer. Now they're just breaking back into the back of the trailers and stealing what they want to. And the number one item being stolen right now is food. So they're back to stealing food. Electronics was number one, moved down to number two. Food's back up to number one. So we're not doing good as far as that goes. But what's the biggest thing we can do to keep that theft from happening at a truck stop? Put an alloy lock on it right there. Yes, sir. So was looking on Prime Uncensored this week, little Facebook posting, and they had a picture of a lock that was still on the back of the trailer, but somebody had cut the hose around the whole thing. The whole thing was cut, but the lock was still there. So they do work. And I can tell you right now, we're trying out some new locks. Thomas has one, a couple other guys here. Chad has one of them. And they're really nice locks. They open up easier. They've got a cap on the bottom, keeps dust from getting in there, rain from getting up in there. So we're looking at these. We've got them in the company store right now. They're a little bit more expensive, but if you want to upgrade, you can go ahead and do it that way. Turn in your old lock, get a new one to replace it. Secondly, we're also looking at an electronic key. We're going to start rolling these out here pretty soon. It'll record all your locks, unlocks. So it might be something that we look at going in the future, but that's one of our other initiatives we're looking at. But the other thing we've got to do going into the 4th is make sure that we keep our trailers and our tractors secure. So by all means, don't park that trailer at a truck stop, bobtail off and expect to come back and that trailer be there. It's not, it's going to be gone, folks. If you got to drop your trailer, get with security, get with sales, get with your fleet manager, find a secure location to drop that trailer. You know, as I said, food is the number one item they're stealing. And most of our reefers have what? Food in them? Maybe pharmaceuticals, maybe some carpets, different things. But you know what? Food is our number one thing that we move. And you know what? If you break into the back of that trailer, they get in there, and if it's a food product, we're going to have to claim that whole load most of the time. And so we lose that whole entire load. They may only take a couple cases, break a couple seals, do whatever, but the customer is going to want us to pay for that whole entire load. So we have to take precautions and have to make sure we keep everything secure. So by all means, like I said, get with your fleet managers and find a secure location.
Outstanding. Thank you. You know, to add on to that, if you are going home, I know I saw some hands go up when Doug asked a while ago. If you are going home, we never want you to take a trailer home. You know, don't put yourself being responsible for that trailer while you're trying to enjoy your vacation. So get with your fleet manager. They will in turn get with the sales coordinator, see where that trailer needs to be dropped. You know, Steve, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but we want trailers dropped at customers so they can load them, not at our yards, correct? There we go. All right. So if anybody has any questions, again, plan ahead with your fleet manager. As soon as you get that load going to the house, reach out, say, hey, where am I dropping this trailer? So you're not sitting at your 90 and then we need to take it over here, you know, a little bit out of route, and it throws off your plans with your family. So.
All right, let's move on.
All right, who we got next?
We're going to switch it up a little bit. We're going to get Heather from Cardinal Health up here. So I know she's supposed to go after Drew, but we're going to move her around a little bit. So here you go. Good morning, Heather.
Good morning. Thank you. I thought I drew the short straw and was going to get to follow Haley today, but so I'm excited. I get to be before her because she knocks it out of the park. So I was just going to update everybody on some things, give you some information. We have been asked a lot about cleaning devices for our cleaning machines for the devices, and we have one available now. So we have a new one that we have in stock. It's called the Baptizer. So if you want to look it up, it uses LED and UV light to clean. So there's no water, there's no soap, which I know is really handy if you're on a truck. So definitely take a look at it. If you want to get one, we've got them in stock, and I can order more and get them like within a week. So definitely wanted to let everybody know because I've had lots of questions about cleaning devices. Also wanted to touch base on travel devices. We usually always have people ask about the smaller, lightweight travel devices when, you know, we're going into the holidays or vacationing time. So we do have the ResMed Air Minis now available. They are 5 inches by 3 inches. So they're really great for flying, or I know a lot of people take them on cruise ships. So we have those in stock now as well, and we can also get those within about a week too if you would like to order one. You know, I wouldn't say that they would be great to use every day, even though they're really small on the truck. You definitely want to, you know, go ahead and use your normal device, but they are good for, you know, a week at a time when you're traveling. They're great for that. Humidity was something else I wanted to touch base with the drivers. We've had a lot of calls about condensation in the tubing of your CPAP device, or, you know, getting really dry nose, dry mouth. When we go into the warmer months, we have more humidity in lots of different places. So definitely those are things that you're going to have to adjust on your device is humidity. Make sure that you know, are keeping an eye on that. If you have a lot of condensation, then you want to turn that back down. So those are the changes that you'll probably be seeing. Like I said, we get a lot of calls about those whenever the weather starts to warm up. I got my little list here. We are going to have a lot of specials in July. We try to run lots of specials right in the middle of the year. July is a great month for that. So we're going to have a lot of specials on you know, mask and tubing and anything that you might need. Try to put together some packages for you so that if you make it through the terminal, you can get quite a bit of supplies at once. We also have some free things that we're going to do. So just kind of, you know, be thankful for the country that we live in and for all of you. And so try to take care of everybody in July and give you some, you know, specials and some extras. And so come by and see us if you need resupply products. It's a great month to do that. And the very last thing that I had is if you are emailing me any of your compliance, your R code or a report or anything like that, be sure that you put your name and your driver code. And if you want me to relay that information to your fleet manager, also put your fleet manager's name on there. We've kind of got to where I'm getting a lot of emails with no information other than just maybe an R code. And if your email, you know, is not your specific name, I don't really have a way to know who it is. So just definitely make sure you add your driver code and your fleet manager's name if you want me to update them. But that is my information that I have for you today.
All right, and we're working on Pittston still.
We are still working
getting
on
up there.
Yes, I'm looking at trying to get up there week after next. Next is a holiday week, so hopefully I'll try to get up there week after next and get the last part of the details worked out and get that open soon.
All right, good deal. Anybody have any questions for Heather? Nope, we got one question over here. Oh, hang on, let us get a microphone in front of you.
Well, hello there. So I don't normally come through the terminal. I try and avoid it like the plague. How can I get some of these deals or view them, some of the new products that you're talking about without having to come downstairs to your part of the dungeon and see them?
Definitely. I will try to get all of the deals that we're going to have on the website today so that they'll be up for, you know, July. You can always call us and I'll run over everything with you. We can ship anything to another terminal, to your home, you know, wherever you need it shipped, we can do that. So definitely give us a call if you don't see those on there. I'll try to get them on there as soon as I can though today. Hopefully I can get that done.
All right. Well, I just want to brag on Heather a little bit. You know, she does a lot of work for us and we demand a lot out of her and she's always there, comes through for us. So if everybody that's on a CPAP out there knew what she did on a daily basis, what we started asking of her here probably about 5 or 6 months ago, you know, she does a great job of keeping you all moving. So, you know, ideally get that data in Sunday, you know, maybe Monday morning. That's the best time because you pull the report on Monday.
I do.
And then we get it sent out to all the fleet managers on Tuesday. So we want to make sure you're compliant and able to haul freight out there. All right. Thank you very much, Heather.
Thank you. Happy 4th.
Thank you, Heather. Who do we got? We're coming down towards the end.
We are. We may have saved the best for last, or what do you
Yeah,
think?
this is going to be pretty good, I think. So let's go ahead. I'll let you introduce them.
All right, we're going to bring up our leasing department here. We're going to bring up Drew and Haley. Drew, we expect you to match Haley's energy this morning, all right?
He's not matching the looks, that's for sure, man. He's just got too much bling going on. I love it.
I told him to wear some sparkle, but he didn't listen.
No, not sparkling much.
Good morning, everybody. Hello, I'm Haley. I work in Success Leasing.
I'm Drew.
My boss. Okay, I'm going to talk really quickly about the lease purchase program and ordering trucks. So after you have been leasing with us for 3 months, you can order a truck. You can do a standard lease with that or a lease purchase. Everybody loves the lease purchase program. We have opened that back up, but have just changed the program a little bit again. You are now able to order more than one truck. So when we opened this back up in January, we limited it to one lease purchase for the year. Right now, we are much better off with trucks and doing great. So we are allowing you to order more than one truck at a time or for the year. With that being said, it is still $14,000 down to order the truck. That down payment goes down for every year you've been leasing with Success up to 6 years. It's $5,000 when you order the truck, and then the remainder is due when you come to pick it up. You do have some options on that, so you can pick some different specs on it for the inside or chicken lights on the outside. You can order a Peterbilt and a Freightliner. If you want to put your name by a Volvo, you'll just need to give us a call with that.
And the only part of the program that's still not phased completely back in is the used lease purchase. A lot of people will ask, why not? And so really with the used truck prices, they're still just a little bit too high for us to offer that program because, I mean, it's just not a great deal for you or us as a financing deal. But as the used truck values come back down, we will look at reopening that part of it. But it's exciting just to kind of get back to normal with the program as it was. So we'll continue to look at that and keep you guys updated with it too. But today, really what we wanted to come over really to talk about was some of the new safety features with the Cascadia. And so I'm gonna actually bring up Brad Sturgis. He's with Premier Truck Group. He's been a great partner for us for 25 plus years. And
35.
I knew 25 was low, but if I added the plus, I covered it all.
Thank you.
So one of the new features that we have on our new Cascadias is a side guard assist. It's been a product that's been around for probably 10 or 15 years, and we used to actually get it on some of our Freightliners. So I kind of wanted Brad to explain what's kind of the difference with this side guard assist versus kind of the old side guard assist. And we have a slide that we've kind of put up there that we'll kind of be talking to, but it kind of explains some of the features. If you guys need a copy of it or want to know more about it, you guys come by and we'll give you a copy of it.
So I'm just going to read this because with safety items, I like to be super accurate. And so let's be super accurate. When the side mounted radar detects a moving object, such as a pedestrian or a bicyclist along the length of the passenger side of the tractor, and let's call it a third to a half of the trailer, the driver receives a yellow warning triangle in the right A pillar. Everybody knows the A pillar is up on the passenger side, and right in front of your cab mirror there, basically. If you continue that and hit your right signal that signals that the person, whatever you're seeing over there is in the radar, and now you're moving that direction, it's going to go red, and it's going to give you an audible warning. So that one's pretty simple. You'll see this new feature mounted on the right-hand side behind the passenger door. It's a sensor that's right there. It's not in the way, but.
So one of the things that we had when we had this 10 or 15 years ago was the old system really looked just right outside your passenger door. So it was a very small window. Plus the reliability on it wasn't that great. The main difference and kind of the summary is how I kind of explain it is now we see a little bit in front of, by your fender mirror, by the passenger door, also down the trailer. So it actually gives you a lot more range on that side to actually, if you do initiate your blinker, to prevent some, right-hand lane change accidents with it too. There's also a couple other small features with it too that help. It's a trailer sweep assist. So if you're making a right-hand turn and there's an object, whether it's a stoplight or whether it's a pole or something that it won't clear there, it will actually have the audible alarm or the red on the A pillar where it'll buzz that, hey, we don't have enough clearance here for the trailer sweep to actually hit that
pull on there too. So it's actually kind of a cool feature. We've looked at it for a while. And so the great thing about Freightliner as a partner of ours is they look at kind of the reliability of it, plus the cost benefit that we get. And so this used to be a very expensive product, but as the price came down, we've kind of pulled the trigger on it too, to make it kind of a standard option on our new Freightliners.
Thanks, Brad, for explaining that. Well, Drew did such a great job. So it really is an big improvement over what we had 15 years ago. I was in your wash bay the other day and getting the truck cleaned up. And a gentleman over there in your wash bay walked along the side of the truck, and that came on as it was over there. I didn't even know he was there, but I saw that yellow light come on. So if you get on the highway and it does work, and if there's something flashing in there, there is somebody in your blind spot. Whether you're at highway speed and you're hitting your signal, it's going to tell you there's somebody over there. Or if you're trying to make a right-hand sweeping turn, if it shows yellow or especially red, there's somebody there. So look for it.
Like any other safety feature, the driver's the ultimate option on the safety feature. This is actually just a tool to use for an operator. So this isn't this, along with the other thing that we'll mention, isn't actually a critical event that will be reported back to us. So this isn't like Big Brother's watching you, that every time you hit a red light or this other system that the fleet manager will be contacting you or the safety department. This is just a tool in your arsenal. As you guys know, safety is our highest calling. So we really look at these seriously with it too. And so we'll kind of go on to the next one, which is active speed intervention. So if you go to the next slide. Okay. We have active speed intervention. And so this is actually, a lot of people will see it on vehicles that they have out there too. And so it's actually signed. I'll let Brad kind of explain what it is. He actually initiated on his personal vehicle and kind of has some firsthand experience on it.
So we have had the option where the traffic sign display is showing up in your dash. It shows you the current road speed that's allowed. It's reading the traffic signs as you're going by. So 60 miles an hour, 55 miles an hour, whatever it is. So you can look at your dash and see what the posted speed limit is and then compare it to where you're running. The next step in this is a safety feature and hopefully prevent a few speeding tickets too. We hear quite often the municipality is set up on a speed, Clinton, Missouri is a perfect example. You come through there, it goes from 65 to 55 to 45 to 35 in a real big hurry. It's easy to not see one of those signs maybe. It's one of those gotcha kind of deals. And so this option will actually remind you at 1 over, it's going to put a blue halo like is in the picture up there now. And if you don't slow down, it'll go to a red halo and tell you about it. If you're 10 miles an hour over the posted speed limit, whether you're in cruise or not, it's after 10 seconds, it's going to derate you a little bit. It's going to give you a little bit of a bump. So something's not right. So the posted speed limit is 35. You're now going 50, 45, anything over 10, it's going to let you know about it. And then if you're over 20, it goes to a little bit more of a warning for you. But 10 seconds is a long time. But overall, it's been pretty favorably received because it does keep you from getting into one of those gotcha minutes or seconds when you're 5 or 10, 50 miles an hour over the speed limit as you come down. So any questions?
And this is currently, it's not an option on any other model. So it's only available on the Freightliner in this capacity for, the side guard assist and the active speed intervention. But do you guys have any questions for Leasing or for myself or for Brad or for Haley?
I turned in the Terry a few weeks ago, and she said our older trucks had until this December. Mary told me Monday. You guys have decided now 24.
Yeah, it was. I'm not sure about this year. It's always been December 31st of 2024. A lot of people will ask the question that we've always had kind of a newer fleet for service reliability and obviously the newest safety features on it too. COVID with the lack of supply of trucks kind of got us a little bit behind, but yeah, we do have an initiative to 2018s and before. Their last contract will be 12/31 of 24 on there too. But that would be actually 7 or 8 model years. And that's kind of where we like to keep it, is that 7 or 8 model years, from, 25 model years, which will be January 1st of 24 or 25. Oh, sorry. His question was, Terry had told him that he had on your, what's your truck? 16. He had till December 31st of this year, and that's not true. It's December 31st of 2024.
Okay, so I have a 2015 Peterbilt, and would that mean that I would have to get either a new truck or leave Prime? Is that?
Well, I mean, you could lease a truck or not. We just won't, Prime won't renew the operating agreement after 12/31 of 2024. So you do have options, on there. If you keep the truck, it just wouldn't be able to operate under there. The A truck program might do it, which would be under your own authority, but under Prime's authority, it'll be 2019 or newer.
Okay, so I would have to get either like my own DOT number and operate under, what do they call it, the A number trucks?
The A trucks, which is their own, you establish your own authority, correct?
Okay, and I'd still pull Prime freight with Prime trailers?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Okay. Okay, if you, we'll be around after the meeting if you guys have any more questions. Thank you, guys.
Thank you guys very much. They're going to stick around here to answer questions. I know we kind of cut them off a little bit there, so we appreciate you guys being here this morning.
Sounds like Brad Sturgis knows something about Clinton, Missouri. You know what I mean?
Sounds like it. All right, so let's run through just a couple of maintenance issues here real quick, some housekeeping. One, we talk about the Prime app every Friday up here. So if you have any questions on the Prime app, you're here on the terminal. Richard and Brianne here are the experts. They can help you out. If you have questions, come see them after the meeting. And then last thing here, we're going to talk about, you notice Dave and I have red on a number of our vendors. A number of the folks standing up here, we wear red every Friday, and it stands for Remember Everyone Deployed. So we like to thank and honor any servicemen or women that we've had out here, with Prime. We appreciate it. So if you're at one of our terminals and you've served in our armed forces, please stand up. Let us give you a round of applause and recognize you. We greatly appreciate you serving our country, appreciate what you do.
Let's bring up our closing team here, the big hitters.
Let's do that.
From our sales team, Vice President Steve Woodkey.
Hey,
Good
thanks,
morning.
Dave. Thank you. Robert, you come on up here now if you'd like, because we're kind of short on time, but I just want to share a couple of things with you, Charles. Believe me, we understand the importance of your time. And, the thing about these meetings, I'll be the first to say, I'm sure Robert will agree, they reflect some of our shortcomings. And without these meetings, sometimes they go unsaid. That's not the way we want to run our business. We want to be transparent. We want to hear what we're doing right and how we can improve. And the gentleman over here, I didn't see you who was speaking, but about your fleet manager, then you stick around here, okay? And we've got people that will be happy to delve into that for you, okay? So my name's Steve Leckie. I'm in sales, and you all are really the best salespeople we got. I was in Atlanta yesterday at a big meeting down at Coca-Cola. We've kind of been in and out over the years with them. However, they have this program called Summer Sizzle, which simply means they know in the summer, a lot of people are going to go haul produce rather than haul their business, capitalize on the rate structure. So as usual, we're stepping up and we're taking a lot of volume for them. So last week we were recognized as one of the very best carriers they had, providing capacity as well as service. And so that speaks volumes for you all. Really thank you for what you do. Yeah, go ahead. You deserve a round of applause. And I've missed a week or two because of travel, but we also were awarded by Mars Carrier of the Year over the road and Carrier of the Year for intermodal, again, based off of what you all do. So thank you for that. We say this all the time. Safety is truly our highest calling. However, it's really important that we're the best option out there on service. And really you are. You do a phenomenal job. We're recognized consistently by our customer base for what you do. We just want to do more of it. We want to do it safely. That gets us more volume. it allows us to go in at rate structure that is not the lowest price, but quite possibly the low cost carrier. And there's a huge delta between price and cost. Might be 20 cents a mile, who knows? But I'm just telling you, we appreciate the service you give us. It's terrific, and we just want to continue to win in that area. So thank you all very much. Robert, go ahead.
Steve, very well said. We get these awards, and Steve and I sometimes, get the credit for that in front of the customer. But we will never forget who really earns it, who really has made it possible. And that's you all. Folks in here in this room and our other terminals and the folks on the road, you all deliver the goods. And I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. I mean, you make Steve and I look like heroes when actually you are the heroes. Paul Higgins likes to think he's a hero, but let me tell you something. Let you know a little secret. It ain't true. It ain't true. So, 4th of July, I hope you all, if you want to get home, you get home. If you're out there working, we appreciate that too, because while not all of our customers are shipping, we have enough that are, so we want to take care of them. I think we have a question over here, probably for Mr. Wookie.
Well, it's for anyone, in all honesty. Prior to me coming to Prime, I worked in education. So after I became a truck driver, I thought, okay, I'll have an opportunity to teach. That's the best of both worlds. I'll travel, teach, train, perfect. Here lately with freight, it's a concern for me. If I'm grossing $4,000 a week as a trainer, I'm paying $1,500 for my truck, fuel $1,500, my student $1,000. Where does that leave me? So that's a huge concern for me. And I love training. I want to continue to train, but I need to have the loads and the revenue in order for me to do so.
And operations folks in here, we need to talk to you and your fleet manager about what's going on with your truck. Because I want to tell you.
And I have communicated with him on several occasions and addressed my concerns on several occasions.
Yeah. Trust me, I have no ambition to preside over your failure, your bankruptcy.
Yes.
Our team trainers on whole are making more than, even in these slow freight times, they're at the average, and I don't suspect you're average by any stretch. The average is over $3,000 net per week.
Yes.
Yet you're failing.
Yes.
That's not good.
No, it's not.
Now, we need to change something.
Yes.
We need to change something. We need to do it now.
Yes.
So let's do it today. Let's get with operator. Let's see what you're doing, what's going wrong with your operation and get it fixed. Okay?
Thank you so much.
No, thank you.
That's a good answer. I mean, don't be a victim. Get in here now, let's ask questions and help us solve the issue, okay? I want to tell y'all too, I had on red until I spilled coffee at home. So I was thinking about y'all and those that are serving. Thank all the veterans here. Thank you all for what you do. If you stay out and run, I think we've got some freight this weekend and looks like the start of next week as well. So we'll try to keep you busy. Appreciate all you do for us. If you get to go home and enjoy the 4th of July, be safe, please. Thank you.
And I'm telling you, he's likely not lying about spilling something, because I have seen spill stuff all over the world, and sometimes it's not the most appropriate situations, but
I could tell some stories.
Steve and I are getting old, and sometimes we forget things and we lose our cell phone or our sunglasses or whatever it is. That's just the way it is when you start to get Steve's age anyway. I just put myself in there with him to make him feel good.
I think y'all ought to ask some more questions of him right now. I think go ahead and raise your hands and ask some more questions.
Hey, folks, I hope you have a happy and joyous and safe 4th. We truly appreciate what you do. God bless you.
Got one
Got a
back here.
question?
Robert, hang on here. Got one.
I recently came to Prime because most of my friends work for this great company. They have a lot to say about it, from equipment to training to safety award to income to a customer to the easy job they make it in all around, from pick up and dropping off. I have worked 2 jobs, one as a firefighter lieutenant in New York City, and a second I worked for a huge fleet. I mostly did everything by myself, from driving to permit to IFTA to coaching railroad terminal to making a payroll to my driver and everything else included. And you know what all that means. When I came to Prime, I expected to make a decent money, at least something to pay the mortgage with. First week, I was minus. Second week, I average over 3,000. Third week, I make 273. Fourth week, I make 857. I think I asked I went to Smithfield to pick up some chicken in North Carolina. I see a driver down there, and he have a choice app in his hand, and he can pick his load. I asked him, how could I get that? I've been in this service for 20 years. I get my CDL in 2001. He said, oh, talk to your fleet manager. I talked to him. He said, oh, you need to be here for a while to get that. If I'm 57, I have to wait 10 more years or 20 more years to get a loaded choice board to do my job or help my income or boost this company that I work for and hold their logo, then I probably will make it. So it's something concern every one of us. Safety, the company we work for, the customer we deal with, and our income. I have not come home in a month. I have not requested to go home. My fleet manager told me, if you request to go home, then you probably will have no income. So I take that out of my list. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you giving me the opportunity to speak.
Well, thank you very much. Those situations.
Good morning.
Morning.
Are the plans to build a terminal in the Atlanta area? I know that's probably somewhere in the future, but is that still a priority on the list for Prime?
Yes, we're actively seeking a location down there. If you're from that area, you probably know land is hard to come by, and then satisfying the municipalities' requirements. A lot of them don't like trucks. I mean, they're crazy, but a lot of them don't like trucks. You know, we build beautiful buildings and terminals, and we have a lot of green space, and you know, we try to keep it looking nice. But sometimes others, you know, our peers maybe aren't as attractive, and so they throw us in that bucket. But we're working on it. I think we're getting close. We're getting close. But thank you for the question.
Okay, I think we better tap out and go load trucks. What do you say?
Let's load them.
All right, thank you all very much. Be
Have a
safe.
great holiday.